Hello everybody, this is Warlord. We're going to work on using a ragdoll with a gunshot simulation today. Let's take a look at what we're going to be doing. Okay, this is something that originally I started in the beta test that I showed in the forum, and I needed it to use for a scene, but I used a different dummy, did it from scratch. And it's nothing really difficult to this, because all we're really wanting is just the gunshot move. Now, I have two different ragdolls that you can actually download at iClone Revolution. One is hanging, one is loose. I'll show you. I load the hanging one. Turn them on. Control D is what toggles visibility on dummies. These are all set as a dummy. This block up here, this podium that I used, it is actually how you move the ragdoll around. Now this by hanging, you see it just hangs once we start it. Now this is actually the same ragdoll, it's just the head has a constraint that we're going to remove. Alternate, Shift R. You can see that head is constrained to the world with point-to-point constraint. We'll just change that to none. Now, the doll that's loose, the ragdoll that says loose, this is already done in it. I'm just showing you this, because what happens now is it falls. So let's go to our actor, and let's load Chuck. Let's move Chuck over. Right click, edit, go to reach target, and let's hook him up. Let's go ahead and put this to the foot block, link this to the foot block. Actually got to hit it to do it. We're just linking these to the different wrist blocks and things. Down to the hip and pelvis, and then up to the shoulders. Okay, now we're linked up. If we hit play right now, he'll just fall through in a rather funny way, since we have him rigged up. That's because we don't have a floor, which we will put in a minute. Right now we're going to go ahead and set up our motion for the gunshot itself. So in order to do that, let's go to Props, 3D Blocks, load ball 1, come over here to Scale, check your XYZ, scale it to 25. Move it over and up, and let's hit him in the chest with this. And it does make a big difference where you hit them as to how they're going to react. Okay. Now we're going to move just a little. Don't worry about what he does. And then we're going to pull this forward where it goes like that. Because what are we going to have? We're going to have a very quick impact. Select our sphere. Activate, kinematic, sphere, by frame, boom. Okay, now let's go add a floor so we can see one of the problems with this rig that's real easy to solve. Okay. This looks pretty bad right here, and there's not a whole lot of leg motion going on. Now, we can't do a whole lot about the leg motion to a certain degree, but we can sure take that arch out real easy. Select the avatar, link, and you can link it to the center block, but I'm going to link it to one of the knee blocks, because I want to see if I can impart a little more motion to those knees. Okay. The legs are coming up some. Let's Control D, toggle that off. So all we have to do now, if you like the simulation, you turn it off. And of course you probably wouldn't want this to be seen, or you can remove it because it's not needed anymore. And there your victim goes back. You even have a little bouncing going on back here. Now while we're at it, let's take a look at dummies and saving dummies. First off, if you want to just be able to use Control D to turn it on and off, then of course you just come up here and set each of these blocks as a dummy. Now each of these blocks in turn is attached to this podium up here. The podium comes from the 3D building blocks. So each of these is attached to the podium, which I renamed to Ragdoll. So you click on Ragdoll, or the podium, hit your plus key, and this is where you save your prop. When there are things you can't save, always remember that you can save them by attaching to another prop. There's very few things that we can't save that way. The other good thing about the dummy method is the fact that we can move it around and put it anywhere we want as a single object, as long as everything's attached. Since some people are probably going to have questions about this demo, I don't really have time to go into it right now. That's a whole tutorial by itself. But I will tell you that the blood is nothing more than the water that we used in the portal. It's just scaled. So you take your water, is it water type 4? And just come over here and turn it red. What I did was turn this to 0 so it'd have no effect. And then went in here with the red and the maroon to give it the color. Now, the muzzle flash is from World War II effect. It comes in a pack. Now, right here, you'll notice him moving. That's a mixed move. That's just laying on the bed. So right in here, just after this, I started a mixed move and stopped it. Then I grabbed his head with, using the edit motion layer, I grabbed his head and rolled it over to the side slowly. This is a shooting motion from a World War II pack, pistol shooting motion. And then it goes into just a regular motion puppet, idle motion. Now I did have to go in there and stretch out the transition handle, and I used an ease out and ease in. This is strictly an idle mix motion. It's basically all just timing after that.